everyone. So I'm Mehak Kaur from Team Bharat Bhavishya, and our problem statement for the hackathon is learning Constitution in a simpler manner by the institution perspective. The theme we choose for our Smart India hackathon is under the miscellaneous category. Now, before I actually dive into a real problem, let's just imagine a scenario. Let's just imagine if we have been seeing people in the India to be aware of the Constitution. Like, have you ever tried reading the Indian Constitution? It's kind of a tough read, right? But it's also incredibly important. And that got us thinking, what if we could make learning about the Constitution as engaging as, say, maybe scrolling through your favorite social media application? Could that be? Yeah. So that's exactly where we set up to do our with the Sanstha and Samvidhan. We are not just creating another boring educational platform, we're revolutionizing how people engage with the Constitution. Now, this sounds ambitious, right? And we did try our best to make it useful for all our users. So, well, you can just stick with me and we'll grasp around the project idea that we have made. So here we are. Here's the Sanstha or Samvidhan, the platform that we need. So let's dive into what makes Sanstha or Samvidhan special. We've built this on some pretty impressive tech stack, which includes the Next.js for a smooth user experience in the backend, that is Node.js and Express.js, to keep things running smoothly behind the scenes, and MongoDB to keep all our data organized and secure. So in the technology stack, you can see the Gemini API, you can see the custom ML models, the natural language processing that we have used, and the AI driven adaptive content that we've been using in our project. But again, here it is where it gets really interesting. So we're not just throwing a bunch of text at you and calling it a day. No day. No, that's not how we're working. We've got multimedia, we've got text to speech, we've got this augmented reality experiences. Now, you can imagine like learning about a historical constitution movement and actually seeing it play out in front of you. Like it's pretty cool, right? And we've also put a lot of thought into making this work for everyone. So that's where the multiple languages part came in. And so we have been using the multilingual models for our project as well, right? It's the age appropriate content. And yeah, it is going to provide the best age appropriate content based on the user's age on the basis of the dashboard where they'll be integrating their data. We've got the AI working behind the scenes, personalizing the learning experiences for each user. So it's like having a super smart tutor in your pocket. And for those of you who love a good challenge, we've got real life scenario games, community challenges, and a whole lot reward system to keep you motivated. So trust me, you'll be racking up those achievement badges before you know it. Coming on to the technical approach. Now, like I would want to share that some of you might be wondering, like, how does all of this actually work? So let me just break it down for you, right? So we are using Next.js to create a responsive and interactive UI. Like you can think of it as the face of our platform that's sleek, that's user friendly, and adapts to whatever device you're using. On the backend, we've got Node.js doing the heavy lifting. It's like the engine of a car that you can imagine it to be, right? You don't see the engine, but it's crucial to keep everything running smoothly. For our interactive games, we are using WebGL and JavaScript libraries. Now, they aren't your average run of the mill games, they're designed to be immersive and educational at the same time. Now, coming on to the cool part. So, here's the technology stack that's Next.js, that's Node.js, that's MongoDB. And coming on to the cool part that we are using is we're using AI and machine learning to adapt the content to each user. The more you use the platform, the smarter it gets about what works best for you. So, the more you're going to use, the more our platform would be able to recognize a particular user, suggest to you the games that you are suitable for based on the games that you have played, based on the score that you have achieved, and all of the experience that you have had on our application. So, it's a self learning model that we're working on. We've even cooped up our chatbot with some advanced tech. It's like having a constitutional expert in your pocket. So whenever you feel like you'd like to know something about it, you're stuck in a traffic jam, the police inspector's in front of you, you don't know how to tackle a particular problem, you have a chatbot here. We're going to provide you any educational information that you need with respect to constitution on our platform directly. And this is like ready to break down the complex legal jargon into plain language at a moment's notice. And now here you need not wait for longer period of time to figure out what needs to happen, what needs to be answered, and what not needs to be answered. Okay, so moving forward, let's come on to the feasibility and the viability of our problem. Now, like I know, like what some of you might be thinking, like this all sounds great, but will it actually work in the real world? And it's a very fair question. Like if I were at your place, I would definitely question this. And we have given a lot of thought to this as well. So first off, there's a real need for this. Let's face it. Traditional methods of teaching the Constitution aren't exactly setting the world on fire, and we all know it, right? We're offering something that's not just educational, but actually engaging. And of course, we have got some challenges to tackle, like keeping everything culturally accurate and up to date with the latest legal challenge. Isn't it's not easy actually, and making sure that everyone, regardless of their background, can access and understand this stuff, that's a big task, right? But we have got solid plans to address these challenges. We are like talking about combining human expertise with AI, using cloud technology for scalability, and constantly gathering user feedback to improve the platform. So, this is how we are planning to enhance the feasibility, the viability. So, we have a lot of feasibility. We've got high demand, gamification, scalability, personalization to make sure that the NLP models are specifically personalizing their application for all their users individually, integrating the AI. And there are a lot of potential challenges, as you can see in this slide. We've got cultural accuracy, accessibility, the content management, the scalability, how we're going to scale our application when a lot of users are going to join it, and the integration complexity, like how we're going to simplify it when a lot of stuff are going to be at the same place. And majorly, we've got the challenges, how we are going to overcome them. We'll be combining human translations, we'll be making these accessible and implementing a scalable system. So, this is how we are planning to maintain our feasibility and viability. Moving forward, let's get on to the impact and the benefits of Sansthai and Samvidhan. So, what's the big picture here? Like, you can imagine here, like in India, where everyone from students to working professional really gets how a government works, where people are excited to participate in democracy because they understand that's what we're aiming for, right? That's what we want, that's what our India needs, that's what the nation is actually calling for. They need a platform to educate students, to educate all of the people who are not aware of how the constitution works, how the laws work, how any legal document is being documented, how the notes are being taken down. We need to be aware of it. So, coming on to the impact and benefits, we are not just building an app, we're starting a movement. Of course, it's a movement. When you educate a lot of your audience, when you educate a lot of your customers, your users, it's movement. And we want to boost legal literacy, like drive innovation in education, and ultimately create a more informed and engaged society. And impact goes beyond just education. We're talking about potential economic benefits too. So here comes the main part, like the potential economic benefits. By making legal knowledge more accessible, we could help reduce costs associated with legal misunderstandings and boost productivity across various sectors. So we have, for now, we have a lot of filed cases in the courts. We have a lot of legal matters which are being raised up, and a lot of, at least 50 to 40% of them are being raised because of the literacy that people don't have. They don't know what is right and what is wrong. They're not aware of what problems they are going through, and that is a big problem in today's world. We need a huge number of lawyers, judges, and courts to be arranged, the dates that needs to be figured out, and still there's a lot of the grudges that's happening around in the court. And that is something that's definitely being benefited by our application. Once more and more users are being aware, and literacy is going to enhance amongst them. So, yeah, in a nutshell, I'd like to say that, okay, coming on to the user flow, we'll be having the user flow where we'll be making the user enter their details. They'll be entering the username, the email, the password. If they are a new user, they're going to sign up. And if they're an existing user, they're going to log in. Coming on to the tutorial section where advanced tips would be given, the frequently asked questions would be there, and an interactive demo for all the new users would be presented. Coming on to the home screen, we've got a learn button and a notification button for all the future notifications. In the learn button, we have got the virtual tutor, we've got legals, we've got games, just like I told you. And the games include the legislative Ludo game, the democracy defender, and the spin the salute. Apart from games, we'll be listing down all the events in one place. You now need not wander around, look for events. They're all covered up in our platform. We'll be updating you regularly behind any updates in our platform, any updates on the events, any updates on the games that would be integrated. And what's new, that would be given onto the what's new menu option. And apart from this, we do are providing a specific dashboard to the users where they can edit their profile, they can scroll on to the settings part, and leaderboard where they'll be recently, like they'll be checking on their progress, the awards, and the triumphs that they would be having for them based on the performance, based on the games that they've played. So yeah, that's all that you have. And on the left hand side, you can see the UI, the design that we have planned for our application. So this is what Sansthai and Samvidhan is in a nutshell. We're taking something as crucial as constitutional education and making it accessible, engaging, and dare I say it, it's even fun. Yeah. We believe that this has the potential to transform how India learns about its constitution. It's not just about creating an app, it's about fostering a more informed and engaged society. So we're excited about the possibilities and we hope you are too. So we'd love to hear your thoughts and any questions that you might have. After all, this is about building a better future for all of us. So, yeah, thank you everyone for all of your time. Thank you. Signing off, Team Sanstha or Sampradhan. Thank you.